extracted, and then they built this beautiful ashram. This ashram became very popular, but it was still in the midst of the forest, and sometimes tigers would try to enter and steal some from the kitchen. So there was need of keeping a chowkidar, a door guard, like our Prabhu there is our doorkeeper. He is the powerful man here. So there was, you call in India a guard, a chowkidar. So it so happened that there was a farmer living nearby. This farmer came one day, knocked at the doors of the ashram because he wanted to visit the temple inside the ashram. But this time the farmer said, "My dear brother Chowkidar, you are such a great soul. You were the first one to allow me in this ashram and allow me to see the deities of Radha. The deities were called Radha Gopinath in that ashram. I want to just express my gratitude by giving this papaya to you. It's the best papaya from my papaya tree. It is very mature and very nice." The chowkidar felt, I'm just doing my duty. The one who really should get the papaya fruit is Swamiji, Radha Mohan, who opened this ashram and who made this facility that I could do my service at the guard and that you could, and so on. But he didn't speak to the farmer. He just acknowledged, "Thank you so much, thank you." Then when the farmer had taken his darshan and had left the ashram, the chowkidar went to Swamiji. "Swamiji, I always wanted to say this to you, but I'm somehow a hard-hearted man. But today I want to express my gratitude. I'm so thankful that you allowed me in this ashram. Please take this papaya as a token of my love." Swamiji took the papaya and said, "Thank you." But in his mind he thought, I didn't do anything. I just sat here and prayed, and Gopinath did everything. So when the chowkidar was gone, he thought, in our ashram we have a sick brahmachari who already lies for 3 months in his bed. He needs a little vitamin C. So he went to the brahmachari and said, "My dear brahmachari, you did such wonderful service. I always want to express this. Don't feel bad that we now nurse you. Please, you take this papaya, take some vitamin, it's good for your health." "Me? I'm so worthless," said the sick brahmachari. "But thank you, Swami. You came to my sick bed and gave me a papaya. This means so much to me." Then, when the Swamiji had gone, the brahmachari thought in his heart, I should really express gratitude to the cook who always cooks the steamed vegetables and baked potatoes for my diet. And when Cook Prabhu came, he gave the papaya to Cook Prabhu and said, "For you." It's a long story. I think you slowly get the point. Cook Prabhu gave it to Govinda Das, who chants 64 rounds. Govinda Das thought, trying to serve, I give it to the newcomer who lacks in faith. I think if he sees a papaya, he will think how great God is. He just packaged a beautiful fruit, complete with outside and inside, and his faith may grow. So the newcomer, "What, you are such an advanced devotee and you give me a papaya? Thank you." Then the newcomer thought, I should really express my gratitude to Brother Chokida. He allowed me entry into the temple. So he said, Chokida, I always wanted to say this. I'm very grateful for you for opening the door. Here is a papaya for you. So Brother Chokida got the papaya and thought, oops, I know this papaya. I wonder how this papaya came to me. Let me track the journey of the papaya. So he went to Swamiji and said, Swamiji, how did you like my papaya? And Radha Mohan Goswami said, it looked very mature and very nice, but I didn't eat it. I thought it should go to our sick man who is always lying there. He needs a few vitamins. It's all right, said Chokida. It's all right, Swamiji. I just wanted to know. So he went to the sick brahmachari, and I have many other things to tell, so I will make it short. The sick brahmachari said, I give it to Brother Cook, but I so much relished the love of Swamiji. It was much more important than the relish of papaya for me. Brother Cook said, I took the papaya, but just that someone comes to me and says, thank you for your cooking, meant so much for me that I thought, I'm complete. I don't need to eat this papaya now. Said Brother Chokida. To whom did you give the papaya? To Govinda does this. He always chants 64 rounds and more, and sometimes he fasts. He doesn't come regularly to the meals. I said, let him have a papaya. So when Chokida came to Govinda, I said, you received a papaya? What did you... Yeah, I received it, and I thought so much love came from Brother Cook. I was overwhelmed. I didn't need it to eat, so I gave it to the Newman. Thank you, said Chokida. Then he took the papaya, brought the papaya in his room, cut it up, offered it to Krishna, and ate it all by himself. Because he thought, this papaya is not an ordinary papaya. It is a papaya which has come to me by the circle of love. People gave it to each other, but what they really did is they gave their love, their appreciation, their deep feelings of gratitude to each other. It's a love-laden papaya. It went through the circle of love. I now offer it to the Lord. I relish it now. So on. Then when he was in the midst of his eating, Swamiji came. Oh, what are you eating? The brahmachari could all of a sudden walk again after he had experienced the love of Swamiji. He came in the room. What are you eating? The cook came in the room, and Govindadas came in the room, and finally the newcomer came in the room. And Chokida said, I'm eating the papaya of love. Would you like to also join me? And they all sat around in the circle and ate the papaya together. Hare Krishna.
My dear devotees, my dear Radhanath Maharaj, I have picked this story to express something which is deep in my heart. Obviously, the Swami in my story is not Radha Mohan Goswami, he is Radhanath Swami. The people in my story are people from the Radha Gopinath community. A community which has learned, some of the members I guess are still learning, to enter into the circle of love, where you know the true love or true completeness lies in giving and not in holding back, or even worse, in taking. If we can make this story of the papaya a daily affair where we express our gratitude and our gratefulness, and where we also receive gratefulness and love. Our life is complete. No further needs. The other needs which we have, needs for security, emotional well-being, some social well-being, physical well-being, they will come once this magical and highest energy of love is flowing freely. You must know, my dear devotees, that deep in the human heart, almost undercover, what is the right English word? Underneath the surface, you understand? There is a river flowing. It's a river of love. But because we are so often disappointed in this human world, in trying to express love and receive love, and there's so often a misunderstanding, this river of love has become dammed. Dammed, I'm not so good in English, but I mean with dammed here, that there is a dam, a blockage in our hearts, and our love is not flowing freely because of fear, because of maybe disappointment and frustration. And this love which flows is therefore creating problems. When energy is not coming out, when energy is not working freely, you become diseased. When the circulation is blocked, or the nervous system is blocked, or the different physical energies are blocked, you become diseased. And this has happened to most of the human beings. This strong current of love is a river of love which is meant to go to God and which is divine. But because we have blocked this in this world, because we don't live the life of ecstasy, we don't live the life of love, we are afraid of giving, we hold back behind our facades, behind which we protect our insecure egos. Therefore, we are frustrated and our life is a struggle for existence. The human being still feels some love, even when he has dammed or closed his love of God. He experienced something which is called an overflow of love. Do you know what happens when you put a dam before a river? The water will rise and then it will flow over. So in the human, the divine love is closed up in most human beings, but they experience what flows over. They experience, for instance, love for money, and then that love is called greed. Or they experience love for a beautiful woman or beautiful man. You know, when you drive to Mumbai nowadays, you are bombarded by these beauty queen, and there are advertisement looks that kills, and you know, and all kinds of enticing advertisement meant to direct that love which is blocked in some shallow way towards human bodies, and then it becomes lust. It's not the real ecstatic experience. Or even something pure, which is considered pure. A family man, like I saw, who loves his child. That the original powerful flow of the river of love is now experiencing an overflow towards his child. Do you follow? You follow. But whenever something flows over which is damped, it's not as strong as the original current. Love of God is the very powerful energy, but lust, greed, motherly affection, which is very good, I admit, motherly affection is very good. It is not as strong. It is not as fulfilling, and therefore it is sometimes not able to overcome misunderstandings. Like the mother may love the child, but we know when children grow up, they give so much pain to the mother and the father out of ignorance. And the love, there's some misunderstanding can happen and so on. Only the original powerful stream of love of Godhead is powerful enough to get rid of all these bad things which happen on the journey of love. Krishna speaks about this point, that misplaced love in comparison to real love. He says, Vitaraga bhaya kroda maya mang upashrita bahavo jnana tapasa utamat bhavamagata. He said, what you must become free from if you want to experience the original current. And as you study these things you must become free from, it's divided love, it's overflowing love, it's not the real thing, it's the shadow reflection of love. He says, become free from attachment. This greed, huh? Become free from fear. Become free from anger. And become absorbed in me. Take shelter in me alone. In this way, many, many persons in the past have become purified by knowledge of me, and thus they all attained transcendental love for me. My dear devotees, I want, in closing this lecture, encourage you to experience the strong river of love, to bring it out from your heart, to free it from the dam under which it hides, and to let it flow very, very freely. And I will leave you with 3 points how you can do this. My first point is, to free your love, you have to develop love. You have to develop love to the people you can see before you can love. Or let me say, phrase it like this: love what you can see before trying to love what you can not yet see fully. Or to translate it into very simple English, love the devotees of God with whom you interact, whom you can see, before trying to develop pure love to Gopinath, to Krishna. Krishna says that freeing our love has to happen like this. He says, one who says he's directly my devotee, he's not my devotee, but one who says he's the devotee of my devotee, he is indeed my devotee. So I really request all of you to daily do something where you can express your love towards the devotee, and don't run away when they express their love for you. Giving you prasadam, inviting you to a function, like a counselor meeting maybe, or a Sunday program, or I hear tomorrow and the day after tomorrow there is drama, there are theaters, drama. Allow yourself, don't be so timid. Timid means fearful. To go into a loving exchange of devotees. I must admit to you, I'm from North Germany, almost it's the land of ice and snow, and I have learned very much from Radhanath Maharaj and your community, this flow of love. It's surprising for me. I can't believe, for instance, how the devotees treat not just me, but everyone in the hospital. It's so loving, so caring, and you feel, is it real, or is it, am I in the wrong movie? So, and after some time you understand it's real. It's not an illusory thing. They really feel like that. It's not a movie. So, this is my first recommendation. Participate in the circle of love. Become a papaya giver and a papaya receiver, if you want to remember the story. Give every day your papaya. Don't worry, you will get many papayas. My second thing is, make your contact with Krishna.